committed to you. Fox Carolina, the 6 o'clock news starts now.
Good evening. I'm Anna Arinder, and thanks so much for joining us here at 6. Happy almost 4th of July to many of you. I know lots of you are celebrating this week. We have meteorologist Bob Trihey here to tell us what this 4th of July weather is looking like. And for right now, it's looking a little wet outside, Bob.
Yeah, looking a little wet, a little stormy in this neck of the woods, Anna. But to our south and east, we had a little surprise last night in the form of a tropical storm. That is Tropical Storm Colin. Pretty weak. I'm actually surprised the National Hurricane Center did name this because it is so weak. But that said, we saw the circulation moving along the South Carolina coast, and now it's into North Carolina. And you can see it's pretty weak. It's got winds of 40 miles per hour. It's moving to the north and east, and it's really hard to pick out the circulation here. But here it is right through here. Not a lot of moisture on land right now. A lot of the rain is offshore, and this is going to continue to kind of move inland and then also along the coast, kind of wiggle its way right up towards the Outer Banks as we go through time. This is no threat to the upstate. Do want to stress that. So here we are. We've got our rounds of thunderstorms right now, and this system will continue to move off to the north and east. So as we go into 2 a.m. Sunday, it's right about here, right along the Crystal Coast of North Carolina, near Cape Hatteras, Outer Banks as we go into Sunday afternoon. But note how it doesn't strengthen. It stays a 40-mile-per-hour storm, and then it actually weakens as it moves into the Atlantic. Let's talk about our weather closer to home. We are seeing those showers and thunderstorms. In fact, a severe thunderstorm warning. This was just issued a few moments ago. This is for Haywood County until 6:30. We're seeing heavy rain around Crabtree, Waynesville. You're in the showers areas to the west as well. So gusty winds, maybe a little bit of hail as well as the system is dropping to the south. So if you live in Sunburst or Burnett Siding, through 636, take shelter. And we are seeing these storms continuing to move on through. Also, a few more showers and storms north of Asheville. We've also got a line of storms right along the I-85 corridor. Nothing severe here, but bursts of heavy rain as these storms move into the upstate right now. And on the south side of Greenville, we've got some heavier rain from Piedmont. Also light showers around Fountain Inn. Spartanburg, you're seeing some lightning. And then also to the north and east into areas around Rutherford County, south of Forest City, into Cherokee County, seeing some thunderstorms there. And then south and west into Anderson, also seeing some of the showers. Eastern Georgia around Livonia, also heavy rain, maybe some vivid lightning. Watch out for that. Also some of the showers into Clayton. And once again, there's that big cluster with that warning around Waynesville, and lots of vivid lightning as well. If you hear thunder, go indoors and make sure you take shelter because a lot of these storms do have lightning. Now, before the storms moved through, it was low 90s in Greenville. Now it's a rain-cooled 79, 84 in Clemson, 84 in Lawrence, Elberton 89, Abbeville 89. And we've got some cooler weather in the mountains because of the rain. But the feels like temperature where it's not raining, feels like 96 in Elberton and Abbeville, 95 in Newberry, but you can see where the rain has come through, cooling those feels like temperatures into the 70s and 80s. So this evening, much like last night, we'll start to see these storms falling apart the next couple of hours. Overnight into your Sunday morning, it's going to be dry. And then with the heating of the day, here come the storms again. Maybe a slightly better coverage as we go into Sunday. And then we go into the 4th of July. It's going to be dry in the morning. And then by the afternoon, here come the showers and storms. Not everybody's going to see them. So plan your cookout or whatever your outdoor plans are accordingly, and hopefully they get out of here by the time the fireworks come around. For this weekend, 80s at the beaches, moderate UV index, water temperature in the low 80s. Watch out for the rip currents because we just had that tropical storm come through. Could be a little choppy out there, and it's going to be hot. Here's our jet stream pattern as we go into next week. That stays to the north. We continue to build the heat across our neck of the woods, and even by the middle to latter part of the week, that heat intensifies. So we're moving into summer. It stays muggy and humid the next several days, even bordering on oppressive. That means those heat indices into the 90s, maybe triple digits at times. So really take it slow, stay hydrated, muggy to humid as well into the mountains. And for the fireworks, I think could still see some storms around 8, maybe 9 p.m. on the 4th, temperatures in the 80s, but they should be done by 10 with temperatures into the 70s at that time. For tonight, 70. We're going to get rid of the storms in a couple of hours. Partly cloudy, mild and muggy. And for the mountains, 65 for you. Partly cloudy, patchy fog. Looking at low 90s. It's going to be hot tomorrow with those storms in 80s into the mountains. And your upstate 7-day forecast, this looks like summer, doesn't it? Lower 90s pretty much tomorrow right through the 4th into next week. Basically scattered to isolated thunderstorms, a good bet each day, but not everybody's going to see the rain. We certainly need it. And for the mountains, temperatures in the 80s for you right through the 4th. Rain chances best Sunday into Monday of the 4th, and then isolated to scattered as we go through the rest of the week. Anna?
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, we've had some more disturbances here in South Carolina. The United States Geological Survey reporting that 2 earthquakes have hit the Midlands in the last 24 hours. The first earthquake happened about 4 miles southeast of Elgin around 6:30 yesterday. Officials say that the earthquake had the magnitude of 1.7, and the second quake hit at 3.9 miles east of Elgin around 10:30 this morning. That one had a magnitude of 2.1. Now, Fox Carolina spoke with South Carolina's seismic network. They say although there is no clear reason for all of this seismic activity that we have seen over the recent weeks, there's also no reason to believe that this is a precursor to something bigger.
They don't relieve enough stress to prevent something larger from happening in the future. They also aren't building up enough stress within the earth to cause some larger earthquake to happen in the future.
Well, earlier this week, the South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control gave some insight on the quakes. You can check that out on our website, foxcarolina.com. And we have some breaking news for you. This just into our newsroom. There's a death investigation happening right now in Greenville County. According to the Greenville Police's public information search, Francis was last.
There will be a point in which we open this up to the public and allow the public to be a little more involved in the searches. Naturally, what we've been trying to do is protect the integrity of the search because we've been mapping everybody's search grid. But we will open that up and we'll have to speak with the family about logistically how that's going to be coordinated.
Well, more information will be released later for those wishing to help and volunteer for the search if Mr. Alward isn't located today. Now, if you have any information leading to his possible whereabouts or maybe what happened to Mr. Alward, you're asked to call the Pickens County Sheriff's Office. And in Union County, a mother is charged with murder after an investigation. She is supposedly started a house fire that killed her daughter 2 years ago. This is her picture right here. This is Carleen Radcliffe. She's charged with murder, arson, and homicide by child abuse. And the Public Safety Department responded to the fire on 2nd Avenue in November of 2020. Firefighters say neighbors at the scene told them a child was trapped in the home and they tried to rush in. This is her picture right here, her 6-year-old daughter. But the heat was so intense that their protective gears, the firefighters' protective gears, started burning as well. Fire investigators later discovered that 6-year-old body inside the home, and the coroner said she died from smoke inhalation. We're also told that her grandmother suffered some burns as well to 51% of her body. Investigators say Radcliffe set fire on purpose and then left the home without looking for help. She is booked in the Union County Detention Center. And we're also learning about a 12-year-old girl whose parents are accused of killing her. This is Ashneen Glenn. She died on May 28th at the hospital. The coroner says that she and her family had been living in Texas before moving into a new neighborhood in Fountain Inn. Investigators say the family had only lived there a couple of weeks before Glenn died.
I want to say it is really sad that this little girl lost her life in such a tragic way, and there's not a whole lot I can release at this moment in time because we are still investigating this incident, and we partnered with SLED, Child Death Investigation Unit, and the coroner's office.
Shawnita and Barkey Fawcett are charged with murder. The arrest warrant accuses them of extreme indifference and human life. Their next hearing is expected to take place before a circuit judge. That date has not been set just quite yet. The Spartanburg Police Department is warning residents about a new scam targeting people in Spartanburg. Officers said that residents have reported text messages from someone pretending to be from the police department. The message states that officers are selling T-shirts at a discount, and it includes a link to click on. Officers say they're not selling T-shirts, and they have not sent out any text messages regarding this scam. They added that they shouldn't follow those links that are being sent to their phones, and anybody impacted by the scam should contact the Spartanburg Police Department. Now, new at 6 in Asheville, you want to take a look at this. The North Carolina Wildlife Resource Commission says a young bear cub was spotted with a jar stuck on its head. You can see it right there. When they noticed the cub had climbed onto a tree, they came on the scene. They were trying to get that bear, and he had climbed into a tree. Its mother stood nearby while it climbed up, and thankfully biologists were able to remove that jar and checked him over just to make sure he was in good health before releasing him back to the wild and back to his mother. The Wildlife Commission is reminding people to stay bear wise so situations don't happen like this where animals can get endangered. They say never feed or approach bears. Make sure pet food, garbage, and recycling isn't left outside. Remove bird feeders when bears are active. And you also want to clean your grills as well and store them properly. Also, if you see a bear, you do want to alert any neighbors or people that live nearby of bear activity. Now, happening now in Fountain Inn, it's their 4th of July fireworks spectacular. They've got food trucks, melon carving, and of course, fireworks are going to happen to close out the night. If you've got little ones, they can also enjoy the free kids area with laser tag and a foam party, which sounds pretty fun. The event stretches from Main Street to Fairview and Jones Street. Again, this is happening right now until dark, so if you want to go check it out, I would grab those keys and head out the door. But if you can't make it over to Fountain Inn tonight, or you're looking for something else a little closer to home, there's events all across the upstate. We've got a full list for you on our website. You can see it right there. Just head to foxcarolina.com and you can find that right on our homepage. Now, if you're loading up on fireworks to set them off from your home and you don't really want to go to any of these events, or you want to bring some fun to your home a little later, there are some rules that you do need to know about when you're shooting them off. On a regular day, the city of Greenville does not allow fireworks to be set off between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. The only exceptions are New Year's and the 4th of July, but you will be allowed to shoot off fireworks until 12:30 a.m. The city recommends keeping a hose or bucket of water nearby in case fire starts. The ordinance also says not to let kids use fireworks. Obviously, we want everyone to be safe this 4th of July. And don't forget, you can visit our app right there, download it. It's the Fox Carolina News app for all of your news and weather anytime. You can just scan that QR code right there. We will be back tonight at 10 with more news and weather. We'll see you then.